Do you know what, my gorgeous Sagittarini? I like the beginning of this week. I like it. You know why? Because you're gonna recognize what is making you to lose control, what's causing a lack of control in your life. And this is like, oh my God, this is important for you to realize. This is important for you to recognize. And the way this is going to happen at the beginning of this week, you know, you're going to be looking at someone, you're going to be watching at someone, and you're going to be thinking about something completely different, something XYZ, something completely different while you're looking at that person, while you're watching someone, because it's a lot about you feeling passionate about something while you're watching this person. So I know it's someone really good, I know it's someone really positive, and I know it's someone who's quite inspiring you so much, like, oh my God, especially when it comes to things that you are focusing on, you know, right now. So while you're looking at that person, you know, this is what's going to happen, because somehow you're going to realize why did you have a lack of control and what was causing lack of control. And to go further with this lack of control was actually causing an imbalance in your life, where you kind of felt really pretty much so energy drained, but you know, with things that you shouldn't have energy drained, you know, with. Like, for example, like you kind of were surprised with yourself lately purely because you were working on certain things that you're so passionate about, but you haven't felt like that powerful passion like what you normally feel. And this is the imbalance that's being caused, and it's normally caused with something that it's not fitting in our life. It's something that it's no longer part of our spiritual journey, purely because it came to an end karmically. But also at the same time, we just need to learn how to let things go and understand that it's not necessarily a bad thing or anything like that, but it's ever so needed and it's ever so important when it comes to our personal evolution. We are changing, we are growing, we are evolving like all the time. So this is nothing to be like completely upset about or whatever. This in itself means that something that meant to you so much for a really long time is just kind of karmically is coming to an end. Not like to a complete end, but it's just clearly going to show you exactly that now you need to move on. You need to move on one step up from wherever you are, whatever you do and whatever you're focusing on. And this is strictly to do with something that means to you so much and something that you're so passionate about, something that keeps you going, something that gets you going, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So of course that this is going to be so important. So you are going to realize, you're going to recognize what was causing a lack of control and in your life, and that was causing, you know, that was affecting your balance, and now you're going to realize what do you need to walk away from, what do you need to move away from. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a certain part of your life completely came to an end. No baby, no. It is just by walking away from it, by moving away from it, I mean that you really need to look at a certain situation in your life. You need to look at your life right now and see what will be the best thing to do. You know, what is the natural step forward? Because this is a lot to do with your personal progression, but it's a lot to do with a rather sharp and crispy time when it comes to the actual power of manifestation. Throughout this week, you are going to be very, very kind of like, oh my God, powerful when it comes to manifestation. So this is why you just need to kind of get along, you know, to get on with this like as soon as you possibly can. So I'm not saying like to stop something and to move away from something completely, but when I say that you need to walk away from something, I mean that you just need to look at your life right now and you need to work out what would be the next step, you know, when it comes to your natural progression. And this in itself, I don't need to tell you, because now suddenly this is not only going to show you like what was affecting you, it's like, so it's not as such to come to an end with something, please don't get me wrong, but it's more about like understanding, you know, what is the next step. after this. And I don't need to tell you this, because at the same time you are gonna have this idea, and this idea that you are going to have, this is not an idea like that you just had now for the first time in your life. This is something that you had on your mind for the last couple of months, quite a lot indeed, but you weren't sure yourself what you were actually waiting for. So now you're gonna be reminded of this idea, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and this idea is the natural step forward. This is to do with your progression. This is to do with the next step. It's to do with that idea. And when I tell you that you had this idea, you know, for a while now, and now this in itself, it's the part of this natural progression, because you're going to become so assertive towards it so much, because you will understand even more a couple of days later how much this was actually dominating your life in a negative way. So I'm not saying that you were sad and miserable, but I'm just saying that you will like kind of have found yourself being stuck maybe a little bit. So now it's time to unstuck yourself, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and that in itself is going to bring you to the point where you're going to be reminded of that idea that you had also not that long ago. And that particular idea that you had is just basically, you will see it's going to be the step to step up from whatever you're doing right now. And this is what I mean organic. This is what I mean the part of your natural progression indeed. You know, this in itself, it's so important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because it's going to help you to come to the bottom of things, you know, because now it's important for you to understand. This is going to help you to come to the bottom of things, because you will know now what do you want to do, what do you need to do. You're gonna feel very passionate about it as the time goes by. So this is why I'm saying that this is gonna help you to come to the bottom of things, and then and there you're gonna understand exactly that there is something that you need to practice, my gorgeous Sagittarini. There is something that you need to practice. This is so important, because by you practicing, you are basically at the same time, you know, building up a very powerful energy. And at the same time, this is also going to help you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, to open your mind so much. I'm not saying that your mind is not open, but after this moment in time, you will see that it was time for you to kind of start moving on with your life. It was time for you for a while, because you will see there is so much of the negative energy that is actually going to be released, and that in itself is clearly going to make you aware of so many blockages that you've actually had that was preventing you to be as energetic as you normally are, and it was also preventing you to be as kind of creative, you know, as normally you would be, especially when it comes to those things that you feel so passionate about. So of course this is important. This is going to lead towards you finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and that in itself is kind of going to make you aware to exactly what do you need to pay attention to right now. And at the same time, these are all signs that you are indeed at the start of a new cycle, at the time of your life when you literally least expect this indeed. And even more so at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, there is someone that is just, this is fantastic. Someone very successful, and someone who you really look up to. It's actually going to be motivating you so much. When somebody very successful is motivating us about something that we feel so passionate about, when we feel a very strong connection to that particular person, oh my God, there is so much more to that person. There is so much more to all of this when it comes to our lives, and when it comes to the role that these people are actually playing. So you're already feeling a very strong connection to that particular person, somebody very successful indeed, and somebody who you feel a very strong connection to at the beginning of this week. It's really going to motivate you so much, motivate you to be persistent, and this persistence, you know, it's a lot to do with things that you are fully capable of course, but this persistence is to do with some kind of a material gain, okay, with your financial situation. So this is brilliant. million. So I think that you're going to become aware of, like, with someone very successful who you look up to, it's maybe going to mention what they do or how they live or what they achieved. And you know what? This is going to make you feel so kind of persistent, you know, and this is so important for you to understand, because within the next like 6 weeks, something mind-blowing is going to happen after this moment in time, because you're going to be so motivated. There's going to be some kind of realization that you're going to have at the same time about yourself, about your future, and that particular realization is also going to be the moment in time where you are, when you are going to plant this powerful spiritual seed. You're already giving a birth to some kind of creation here. So this is so important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, for you to take seriously. Oh my goodness, in such a short period of time, you're already going to be able to see the actual material again, which you are going to have through that particular realization. There is so much more to it than, oh my God, than what I just said. It's a lot to do with your personal vibration and the way you're going to respond to this energetically. You know, this is going to mean to you like quite a lot, because I mean, it's going to be such a powerful moment. It's not only about like material gain, but it's also like kind of finding that thirst for life again, you know, because you're going to realize within the next few weeks, you're going to realize a lot about yourself, how powerful you are, but you're also going to realize how much you've actually changed. Only now you're going to realize how much you've changed, how much you grew, how much you evolved. And this is why you felt stuck for a little while. And this is now, you know, going to start changing in your life. Absolutely remarkable indeed. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, para-pa-pam, para-pam, para-pa-pa-para-pam, pam, 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 param, pam, 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 para-pam, para-pam, pa-pa-pa-pa-pararam, pam, 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 param, pam, 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 para-pam, para-pam, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pam, pam, 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 param, pam, pam, pam. Yes. So now, my God, yes, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, don't forget to raise your gorgeous vibration, baby. When I sing this, raise your vibration, see where it takes you. So when it comes to the meat part of this week, basically you are going to have, I'm afraid, you are going to have an unexpected obstruction. You are going to have an unexpected obstruction at around the midweek. And this unexpected obstruction, it's first of all gonna make you feel a little bit frustrated. It's gonna bring first of all a little difficulties into your life, and it's just gonna bring a tiny little feelings of hopelessness, you know, and struggle and discouragement. Now, I don't want to be dark Lala here. I don't mean to be a dark Lala, but I said, first of all, you're going to feel like this. Do you get me? Do you get me? So first of all, I said that you're going to have an unexpected obstruction that's going to make you feel frustrated, blah, 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 and this. So now, this is first of all how you're going to feel. But you know what you're going to realize? That you are left with absolutely no option but to actually explore something. After this moment in time, there is not going to be that way, there is not going to be that way, there is not going to be that way, there is not going to be that way. It's only going to be one way and one way, okay? And that particular way is going to be consisting of you exploring something, finding out something further, and this, what you will feel, I need to find out more, I need to find out more, almost like as if you're going to be like a little bit in a negative mode, like, oh my God, I need to find out more, I need to find out more, I need to explore further, almost like you're still going to be in that negative mode. And this is when things are going to start becoming like a really magical for you in so many different ways, because it's going to start in this mode, and none of this would happen. You wouldn't find yourself on this path if you haven't been obstructed in the first place. So this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is indeed a pretty much so a rather powerful, pretty much so sacred obstruction, because otherwise you wouldn't find yourself on this particular path. So first of all, you're going to feel frustrated and negative and sad and down, and then you're going to realize, oh my God, I want so much to explore, to find out more about something, but there are going to be negative feelings and vibrations connected to it, because you're still going to be in this mode like, oh my God, and then something magical is going to happen. Once you start exploring, Once you start asking questions, once you start finding out more, once you start finding out further, something is going to happen. Something very unusual is going to happen to you, but you are going to love it so much, because somehow you are gonna like find yourself on the path. To start with, you will be exploring, you will be finding out more about like what happened to you, why it happened, and things like that. And then, oh my god, you're gonna realize, you're gonna be so happy, because you're gonna realize the opportunity that, like, that opportunity is gonna be mind-blowing. This opportunity is bringing unlimited possibilities. This opportunity is going to change your life forever. This opportunity is going to change the whole quality of life for better. This is absolutely brilliant. This in itself, you're absolutely not going to believe this, you know, but at the same time, you're going to feel so optimistic. You're going to elevate yourself, and that in itself is going to be remarkable, because, you know, this is going to, on one hand, answer a really big question, like some kind of obstacle that you've been facing over the last 3 months, and at the same time it's going to give you a clear idea of how much your future is actually going to change in the best possible way. You're gonna go into this planning mode, and you're gonna love this, okay? And you're gonna have so many ideas, and you're gonna start thinking about your future so much, because you will know that now your future is gonna change in the best possible way. Yeah, because you're also at the same time going to become fully aware of certain things that you didn't know as well. And this in itself is like, couldn't have happened at a better time, because that is gonna really kind of make you realize, you know, how much you're missing out on life, because now this is going to start changing slowly but surely every single aspect of your life. You're going to realize how much you were actually missing out on life, but at the same time you are really going to start becoming very spiritual as well. There is an element about you, like there is an element around you, you know, which is going to return from a long time ago, something that you were doing like a lot on spiritual terms, and now suddenly you're going to feel a very powerful need to do this. This is not a surprise at all, and it means that you have gone through something very difficult, and now you're coming out of it. So you're going to reconnect with yourself again in terms of your own spirituality. Indeed, this is ever so important when it comes to your own happiness, but also people in your life. When you say to them what's happening, are gonna feel so proud and so pleased with you as well. This is so important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because it's about to restore harmony into your life. You know, it's going to revitalize you so much. It's going to help you to lighten up in so many different ways, but it's also at the same time going to help you to kind of really understand, you know, that you are really pretty much so, you know, it's going to help to understand more about what you want, you know, out of life, you know, through your own feelings and through your own passion, and that's absolutely brilliant. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, by the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, it's like a lot to do with this burden and problem that you had, you know. I will tell you, it's a lot to do with this problem that you had. It caused the burden, you know, only because you kind of lost some kind of opportunity. You felt like you've lost some kind of opportunity, and you were blaming yourself so much, but you shouldn't blame yourself whatsoever. You are indeed going to be reminded of that opportunity, but you were blaming yourself so much, and you did not understand what a tool this actually took out on your lives, you know, on your life, because it became a burden, because you were blaming yourself for this, and you shouldn't have. So now what is actually going to happen at around the end of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are really going to be compassionate towards someone is going to be going through something really difficult. Somebody very close to you is going to need a little bit of help. That person is going to be maybe a little bit down. That person is going to be maybe a little bit sad and a little bit depressed, and at the same time maybe that person is like kind of dealing with some kind of substances that they shouldn't have been dealing with. Maybe some kind of illegal substances, or maybe they're drinking too much. Something is causing like a terrible imbalance in this person's life. Why am I telling you this? Because you're going to hear that something, oh God, that person is going through something really negative, and you're going to start talking to that person at around the end of the week. And then you know, that person is going to tell you what they're worried about, and this and that, and something about finances as well. This person is going to be so worried about, and things like that. And I can see you talking to that person. But most importantly, you know, through that person, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you're actually going to realize, like, you know what, you're going to realize somehow that, you know, you are about to have like that lost opportunity. It's about to come to you. It's about to become an opportunity again. So it's the return of the lost opportunity. You're going to realize by the end of this conversation when it comes to this person. So first of all, you're going to be talking about worries, about finances. I think this person is going to be worrying quite a lot about, and this is what you're going to be talking about finances and things like that. But by the end of the actual conversation, somehow you're going to realize through this conversation, this is your karmic reward. It happens through karma. When you're good, when you're nice, always help to people, always talk to people, always be nice, you know, it's nice to be nice. It's nice to be nice. But, you know, because you've been nice here, the direct result of this karma is going to be that by the end of that conversation, you're actually going to realize somehow yourself that now the lost opportunity that you've been so unhappy about, that you didn't go for it in the first place, it's about to return. And this is going to be a huge moment for you. You are going to feel overwhelmed. You are going to feel absolutely ecstatic because you found your life like a rather challenging after this moment in time. Indeed, I do need to tell you that now, after you hear this, after you become aware of this, you need to understand that tact is ever so necessary in order to maintain pace. By being tactical, okay, at the same time, you are going to bring the clarity into your life, and that clarity is ever so needed in order for you to understand that your whole life is about to be transformed, literally in the best possible way. Indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.